What's up guys, Fast Trading here, and welcome back to Castle Crush. So today guys, we're on the all-in mode, which in my opinion is the best mode in Castle Crush. If you are new to the channel, please drop a like and a subscribe, it is greatly appreciated. So guys, on the all-in mode, all of the characters cost 0 mana. As you can see, the 0 is right next to them, which means that we can spawn them immediately, and it just leads to a bit of a free-for-all, and it leads to some really intense battles. So on this game guys, we'll belittle our opponent early on, and we've got the dragon, one of the most powerful cards in the game, and we've also got the Black Witch, which will turn any cards in her lane into skeletons. So as you can see on the all-in mode, every single lane is pretty much a free-for-all right from the get-go. And it really is sometimes a case of waiting for your opponent to put his cards in first, and then you can counter them like we've done in this game, and you get a pretty easy victory quite quickly. So we'll dive on in, straight back in guys, to another all-in game, and we'll see how we get on. So we've had a pretty favourable start here in terms of the deck. We've got the Skeleton King, we've got the Skeleton Tribesman, the Archers, and the Spectre in the middle, and another Skeleton King. So what we're going to do is we're going to just deploy them, and we'll get a massively large Spectre plus 35. Now they've frozen the Spectre in this lane, but with this tactic here guys, you basically inundate the other two lanes with Skeletons and Archers. And the Spectre is very powerful in the bottom lane there. The dragon is in reserve, and of course by doing it like this, you can inflict a lot of damage very quickly, and that is how this tactic works very good guys on the all-in mode. And we can see our opponent's dissatisfaction with that angry face. So we'll dive back on in to another game, Capping, if I pronounced that right, and we'll see how we get on here. So by looking at this guys, this is Game of Thrones stuff. Jon Snow and Ramsay Bolton, where both sides just meet head on in every single lane, and it's just an absolute free-for-all, and it's why this is the best game mode on Castle Crush. You've got mud monsters, spectres, skeletons, dragons, every single card in the game, Black Witches. They all go at it, and the best person will win. So there's a lot to concentrate on when you're doing it like this, because every single lane becomes very difficult, and all it takes is just to fall down in one lane, and you can severely lose quickly. So we'll see how this game plays out guys. Now the good thing with the dragon guys is it's very good offensively, but also it is very good defensively. So when you deploy it with its wings, with a gust of wind, it will send back every single troop from the opponent in every single lane at the same time. It gives you a bit of a breather, gives you a little bit of respite to set your stall out again and go again. So in this case we've had the Skeleton King, we've had the Spectre, and this should hopefully give us a little bit of breathing room if you like. We'll deploy the Black Witch in the bottom lane, but as you can see guys, there's absolutely Spectres forming every single lane. Top, middle and bottom, you've got Spectre, Spectre, Spectre. It's almost as if you could say Expector Petroleum, and it makes them all go away. They do look a little bit like Dementors for all of the Harry Potter fans watching. But again, the cards we've selected for this deck, whether it be Skeletons, Archers, they all have the ability to spawn simultaneously in each of the three lanes. The dragon, the Skeleton King, sorry, does exactly the same, and we'll just partner them up with the dragon. The fire monster has the ability to kill opponents stone dead. We'll put the Dark Knighting. And there we go, guys. This is another example of inundating every single lane, and it almost always leads to victory. And the key thing about it is let your opponent spawn their cards first and counter attack them in return. So we'll dive back on in, guys, to another game. We cannot really pronounce this name, Rusgar Tuna, if that's how you pronounce it, Rusgar. And we'll see how we get on this game, guys. Now, this is why we always like to keep the Black Witch in reserve, so in case they go for the magic growth on a card like a dragon that can kill skeletons or something like that, you can just eliminate that card pretty quickly, pretty easily with the Black Witch. They've done it back to us in return in the centre lane, but again, we're dominant in 2 of the 3 lanes, with some sort of option in the middle. And again, what we're doing is we're trying to inundate and smother them in every single lane. The dragon brings everything back to centre. It's detrimental when you're on the attack for the dragon sometimes, and it's positive when you're on the defence, but either way, the dragon is a card that if you do have it on Castle Crush, you must use. But again, guys, 3 games in, 3 games down, 3 games won, and it's exactly the same method of victory. And it's inundate, smother, and just make sure you have adequate cards in your deck that are able to defeat skeletons. If you do those, guys, then you will continue to win. So we'll dive on back in to another game, this time against Juliak. Again, if I've pronounced that right, Juliak. And we'll see how we get on in this game, guys. So once again, we'll let our opponent spawn their cards first. They've had a full array of the best cards: mud monsters, dragons, large spectres. And then what we'll do, guys, when they deploy them, we will simply observe and we will counter them back. And by doing so, it gives you some control of the field of play. You can eliminate their skeletons and their more numerous cards with some of your cards. And as you can see now, guys, within a sort of flick of a switch, if you like, within a split second, we've got spectres, skeletons, black knights and dragons all coming down at them in every single lane. And that was all she wrote. So 4 games in, 4 games down, 4 games won. And that was the classic case of the counter attack. And we'll dive on in, guys, to another game against Pokey. And this time what we'll do is we'll start off by deploying 2 of our fire monsters, and let's see if this gets the same result. So this deck, guys, is also geared up for defensive as well as offensive. So if you do opt for the counter-attack approach, it is set up for that. And if you do like to be the first one in with a preemptive strike, it is also set up for that. And what I mean by that, guys, is it's got a good balance of cards that can kill skeletons, and it's also got a good balance of cards that can deploy special abilities such as the fire monster, where it'll kill other opponents' cards, and it'll also inflict damage on the castle, just depending on your preference of offense or defense. And we'll dive on in, guys, to the final game of the video. If you have watched it through to the end, big thumbs up and pat on the back to you. It's greatly appreciated. It's very difficult starting a YouTube channel. You're trying to build up the subscribers and you're trying to get the content out quick enough. But if you have done it, guys, thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. And we'll see if we can get another win for the whitewash. We're dominant in 2 of the 3 lanes, with a dragon in 1 and a black knight in the other. I just think, guys, the writing is on the wall and the spectre comes down through the middle lane. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.